guys got to get just awesome at just being a hawk for inside resistance. Okay? That'll be, if you just learn that, you don't have to learn any moves or any pins. You guys, Blair Academy, right? These kids are trying a bunch of them.
When I was in high school, it
wasn't that good? Okay. Blair Academy in New Jersey, right? They're awesome at riding these wrists. Don't turn that much from them, right? But then they get this ride, go flat, right? And you're tough. Right here. They'll just hold this sucker all day. That's around your hook. This is hard to get out. Okay? So just being a vulture. Anytime I ever see a wrestling, he's on top of me, the guy lands, man, inside wrist. You know what I'm saying? Anytime the guy can pull the bridge, anytime this, inside wrist, inside wrist, inside wrist, inside wrist. Okay? And you gotta get used to it on the bottom. On the flip side, right? The danger, right? Anytime you land like this, he pulls me to my, he pulls right away from the hip. Right? My palms up. Okay? Can't land like this. Oh, I'm in trouble. Flat. It takes forever to get in the skate. Right? So on the bottom, you're always landing kind of alt out, windshield wiper, you're okay. And on the top, trying to take advantage of the guy who lands incorrectly so you can inside wrist it. Alright? So our first tilt we're going to get to here, we're just going to do, it's pretty generic, alright? But I think, you know, you got to understand first just the mechanics of your basic tilt, okay? Before I show you one that, you know, roll through, elbow block, you know, or ball and chain, reinforced hook tilt, right, all these fancy ones, you better understand how to do this first. 2 on 1, generic tilt. All right, understand the mechanics, okay? So, how it ties together, when I get him on his hip, I walk, pull his hip here, I just go tight waist, right? His hips are open. His hips are open. This is what enables me to get such good depth on my tight waist. All right? Inside wrist, okay? As I drive him over his shoulder, I tilt him, I kind of feed this wrist to a cross wrist. All right? So I tilt like this. Right here, he's in the pocket, feed it, got it. And now I have just 2 on 1 tilt. All right? Notice he's in my lap. Does everybody understand that? Look how his midsection is up, not on the mat. Here's where I see guys try to go wrong in tilting. Right? Any camp clinic I've ever done, the guys who don't understand the mechanics of tilting, it looks like this. Right? And he's like that, and they're like this. Elevating the wrong foot, not paying attention, they're just laying down next to each other. This doesn't look right, right? You've got to posture up. Criteria. Watch this little movement that I do, kind of like my cheeks, my knee, and my foot. All right? Because I think we're tilting, we're sliding our knee up correctly in position, and then we kind of pull him in the pocket, and then we land. We're all about arms and maybe kind of twisting his top, and we roll like this. Man, and then we land right here. All right? You're elevating because I told you so, right? But this bottom leg doesn't do this little movement. When I tilt, just doing a 2 on 1 tilt this way. I slide my knee up, this foot starts elevating those laces, but watch this little movement on my bottom leg here as I tilt. I start lifting, I go like this. Everybody see that? Yeah. Alright? So this little movement, my knee cannot be facing this direction. As I pull them in criteria and I lift and I tilt, my knee has to go up. I slide my hips underneath, and I turn my knee up, and I dig my toe into the mat with my heel as close to my butt as possible. Alright? So just grab permission to do 2 on 1 here. Right here. Watch this little movement when I tilt. Pull here, this elevate part, right? Watch how I gotta get this knee up. Here, boom. Alright? Now, as he starts turning down, turn down. Alright? I'm pinching my thighs and holding him in position. Alright? You feel kind of like stuck, right? Alright? So I gotta make sure I pinch these thighs and elevate here. So this is what's awkward, right? You're kind of pinching here, so you want to do this. Or you want to do this. But you're going to split. You're going to pinch and lift the ball. Alright? So you're holding him in your lap, but you got to turn this knee up. Boom. That little movement right there. So when I tilt the guy, slide your knee up, start pulling him, your knee's facing this way, right? facing the wall, pull them in criteria, boom, knees back up, heel close to my bum. All right, and pinch your thighs. Okay. So that's kind of just the mechanics of tilting, understanding pocket. I call it your pocket awareness. All right, the best guys, they understand that. They understand how to get back in it, right? Maybe you go to tilt him, you get here, and he's kind of getting out of the pocket a little bit, right? How do well, I don't have any criteria, but how do I get back? I gotta kind of inch it. I gotta use this, my elevating leg, to kind of lift him and get back in there, right? And then this is kind of like I said, I'm always pulling this wrist tight to his hip, all right? If he goes back, if he tries to headlock me, reach for my head, that's when I use this right arm to go like this. I extend it. Get away from me. Pull my head back. All right? Notice how your butt is basically on my belly. It's not on the mat, right? You're in the pocket, okay? So understand that. Any questions so far? All right, so we have some basic ways to just stop his first move. What are they? That's the move. That's the move we're trying to get backwards. How do I stop his first move, though? What's that? Yeah, tight waist ankle. Tight waist ankle, and then we got a little, pinch, thigh pry, spiral down, right? Two little ways. And then what am I always kind of looking to do? What am I always fighting for? Inside wrist, right? I'm always just trying to put him on an elbow. All right, that's what this little movement is. I walk towards his hand, boom. I pull him to a hip and an elbow, inside wrist. Good. All right. So that's the easiest thing. Is just feeding an inside wrist. Bang, 2-on-1, tilt. Okay. A lot of times, some of you guys, this is kind of old school, right? Like archaic, but this little technique just pop and catch, right? It still works in youth wrestling, all right? But a lot of guys just do this. They go ready, wrestle. Chop and catch, okay? Some of you younger guys, okay? High school guy, I don't know what kind of, some strong guy's not going to, a little more respect for himself than just, right? But what I really try to do, to be honest, after I stop this first move, I'm always actually let me back up for a second. Before I even get into like a turning maneuver, right? Before I even start trying to turn with a cross wrist or something, how I just hold the guy down, because sometimes they don't always just go flat, right? They're very nice and easy, maybe for Logan, right? Not for me. So this guy's wrestling. I'm always doing this. If anything, I don't feel like I'm going to turn him. My goal is, listen, I got to hold him down. I'm constantly getting depth with my tight waist, and I change sides. All right. So if we're just wrestling, I'll be like this. I'll be on this side, right here. He starts. No, twist the wrong way. Twist. Yeah. You see how my tight waist is loosening up? Okay, I'm losing my tight waist because he's turning his right hip down, but he's giving me tight waist on this side. So I jump sides. Understanding just how to do this, right? He starts twisting that trunk up. I'm losing my tight waist. You feel how I'm losing it? You're like kind of pulling it the wrong way. I'm always like this. I got my back knee up the backside, and I'm getting depth. And understanding how to sink under and then come back on top is really important. All right? How I sink under to get a good tight waist, and then I roll back on top. And that's how you squeeze the life out of somebody. This guy's a pain in the butt to wrestle, right? He's like an anaconda. Under, only for a split second, right? I can't go depth. I'm not long enough, right? So I have great depth on my tight waist, but I want the claw. This is what Logan does better than anybody, right? He understands how to do this. Loosens up for a split second on the tight waist. Gets crazy depth on the claw. Comes back on top. No, he's got you. In criteria. So before, any individual kind of techniques, understanding how to get depth is another movement that I'd like you guys to understand. So let's mess around with that. All right, let's mess around. You guys understand how to tilt a little bit now with the mechanics of tilting and the pocket awareness, right? Now let's talk about just how we anaconda, engulf the guy with depth and how you change. All right, so just keep jumping sides. So bottom end, doing a great job. He's being strong, and he's giving me some hip twist, right? Don't just fall down. Now let's see you guys go from, tight waist ankle here. He starts twisting hips into me. I'm losing my tight waist here. That's okay. Change for a split second. I get my depth on the left side. Don't stay down here though, because he'll try to bump me. Yeah, right? Can switch or step over. Okay? But depth. Forward. Got him. Claw depth. Got him back on top. That's the claw that I really want. Inside wrist. Got it. Alright. So let's do that little drill right there with the bottom man being strong, folks. 1, 2, 3.
Let's go. Put.
I got tight waist here. I start driving. Alright, sink. I get my claw depth right here. All we're going to do is we're going to take him over. So I have a right hand claw. Right here. Remember, pull him under. Make him look under his arm. Alright? I'm going to kind of pull him in this angle right here. Alright? I go kind of stirrups, right? Like underneath his laces like this. Everybody see that? I call it either riding inside out, or stirrups. Okay? High booted. I'm always talking about the stirrups, right? High stirrup. Okay? So we're gonna go here, and then we go like Johnny and Julius used to do this. He used to throw his leg in like this, pull him into the pocket, and the guy would sit up, and it'd be this little mad dash scramble. All right? He did pretty effective with it, though. But I like to go like this. Once I get this claw depth, I kind of go inside out here, kind of pull him into this pocket, and once I hold the position right here. So I'm kind of spreading him inside out, holding him with the claw, and all right? And eventually I try to catch this wrist on the way down, right here, and hold him in the criteria. All right? So from your claw ride, you're going opposite pocket. All right? Okay? Right. Claw right hand. I'm inside out. Take him in this pocket. Kind of corkscrew. Elevate. Inside wrist. Got it. All right? Elevating. Inside out. You're kind of stuck. All right? Any questions on that? Let's try that. 1, 2, 3. And this wrist. Okay? All right. He's too strong. He's too strong right here. I'm not going to be able to chop and catch. All right? So rather than trying to chop and catch, what I do, I pin his hand to the mat. All right? I pin his hand to the mat because I'm going to drive him over top of his hand. All right? So I want to drive his body, keep your hand there, over top of his hand so that it's easy to lift up to a cross wrist. All right? Rather than trying to bring his hand and kind of reverse curl it to his body, right? I take his body and drive it over his hand. So I just pin this hand. I pin this hand to the mat, right? And I just drive it like this over top. Get him kind of off his heels here to a cross wrist. Okay? And how I cradle, so we'll start with this first cradle. What ends up happening in this position, he twists his trunk so hard because he knows that if I get cross wrist that I can run up the score with him, right? If I get this, I got a lot of options. I got that 2-on-1 tilt we talked about. I can roll through tilt. I can arm bar, take him over the post. I got some options, all right? So he knows he has to place some value in not letting me get this wrist, okay? So that's how I kind of set up this cradle, all right? I get a tight waist. I start attacking this, and just twist your hips down and left so that you're trying to loosen up my tight waist like you did earlier and not let me get this wrist. Ready? So this is kind of the position right here. Everybody see this? I'm losing depth on my tight waist, but I'm not giving ground. Okay? So one of two things is going to happen when he twists his midsection like this. Get on top of me now. Let's just tighten this one. Okay? He's going right to left. Go to the other side. Right there. So he's going this way. Right? This is the side I'm on. Okay? As I twist my trunk, right here, and I start twisting, right here, he can keep this depth. Alright, keep the depth right here, and I start twisting, watch. He'll give ground though, he'll end up on that side. He kept the depth, but he gave up position. Alright? So rather than doing that, go back. This time, I want you to keep your position over here, but as I twist, just loosen up your tight waist. See that? He never moved. Alright? So that's the option that I choose to do. Rather than give up position, twist down, right? Rather than give up the position and keeping the depth, I choose to keep my position and give up the depth. So keep twisting. Back. Alright? Works really good. This guy's really gets this post out here and he starts twisting like this. Right? Once he crinkles himself up into bang, ball. That little cradle position. Alright? So this move is really just kind of, it's not crazy technical. Alright? There's not a lot of like, make sure that the hand is placed. It's just kind of an element of surprise, right? He knows that if I get this, he's in trouble. So he's fighting like that to avoid getting that. And I'm right here. And I'm behind him. And all I do is I take the hand that's off the wrist, that goes over his head, and the hand that was on tight waist kind of catches in the back of his knee. Right here. So my hand's kind of just switching like this. I'm going to kind of turn, all right, facing his head, faces butt, all right? And I kind of just fall into it. All right, so we'll do it again. Got it. All right? So that's kind of the cradle that I use from the near side cradle that I get from the top position. Okay? It all stems from the pressure that I'm applying on this wrist to try to twist him up. I'll take that. I'm fine with that. I'll take the cross wrist. But if he's going to be stubborn and twist his trunk so heavily, like the only way that you're not going to give me the wrist is, putting yourself in that little accordion. All right? Because if not, I'll just get the wrist. If you don't twist your hip hard enough, I'll get this. Down. All right? Twist hard. Let's get twist hard. Got it. Bang. Elbows tight to body. Lock right here. Take them over his head. All right? I don't want to get too crazy on cradle finishes, but just make sure. Try to get chest to chest on them. All right? Once you get them here, you can take them over. I'm okay with this. I'm just not okay with finishing like this. All right? I'm okay with taking them over like this, but I'm not okay with staying down here trying to get the fall. All right? You better understand how to hip hoist. All right? Boom. Pop hips up. Come back on top. Chest on chest. Don't hook his leg. All right? Too wild there. Just took away a post. Step in the middle. 3 posts. All right? So let's do it. You gotta be a good partner on this one, right? Won't really drill, won't be a good drill if he's tight waisting and you go like this. Doesn't drill well. You gotta give him this look. All right? Gotta give him this look where I'm really twisting and fighting and looking into it. Bang, there it is, bud. Got it. Elbows tight, put down my hip. Good. Let's go. 1, 2, 3. I've seen it botched. You get the guy out the hip, bang, here, and they all want to do this. They all want to hook here and then fall off to the side. All right? You can go over, rotate a little bit. He ends up in a little scramble. Okay? You know what else I think is kind of, unless you fall into it, man, you fall into a position like this, I think the killer cradle is kind of junk, to be honest with you. Alright? I'm not a big fan of this. Okay? And if you're going to do it, you better understand how to definitely walk into the head. But so many guys, listen, you go killer cradle me, I kind of bait the guy. If I get stuck in a cradle, I go ahead. He goes to do it, he drives up and I go like this. And I flip him up. Alright? So I don't really like the killer cradle because it gives me a little bit of a handle or a hook here to go and sit up. Alright? So really, on this cradle finish, what I want you guys to understand is make sure your elbows are tight. This, if his head's up like this, lift your head up. This is not, alright? Move your head away. Like you're at the club. Dance. There you go. Alright? This isn't very good. This is what's good right here. And sometimes, if I get my hands locked like this, I swear, I'll use my knee. I'll lift your head up. I'll go up and get it with my knee up like this. Come back here. Tuck it. Alright? And now I have him tight. There's no playing, okay? So I hold him like this. I put him on his hip, and then I lift, alright? As I lift him, I try to let this knee pop out. And it gets around my neck. This is Graham Cochran right here, straight up. This is how he told me this. Alright? I don't just drive over with his knee in my stomach. I lift him. See how the knee came out? Now it's in my throat. And that's how I really cinch in this choke here. Alright? Step in the middle. Okay? Step in the middle. Okay. Right here. Alright? That's tight. So make sure we're finishing that correctly. If you're going to fall off to the side, hey, listen, stuff happens, right? He knows he gets the cradle. He sits through to his inside cheek. Sits your inside cheek. Inside. Right here, right? He sits inside cheek. I saw a couple groups get caught up in this. You know, this one's pretty popular. You guys like to roll across their own back. I'm not a huge fan, but they like to take it back this way. Hip place the back on top. I found this one to be even easier. Go. Inside cheek, inside. I just whip it back. I post my head, and I jump my body to the other side. Whip it back, post my head, jump over. And now I'm in normal position as if I just knocked him to his head. Lift, settle. Alright? So just remember some of those things on the cradle. And I kind of went off on a tangent there because we're going to get to this wrist series, but passionate about the cradle. Okay. What do you want me to do, man? I like the cradle, right?
I love it.
You've seen me show the cradle.
I grew up in a cradle system. Yeah.
You've seen me teach a dozen times, so
Love
it's
it.
usually all cradles. Alright, so that's how finishing cradle, or how we're supposed to design to finish the cradle, and some options if things happen along the way. Alright? Now, he doesn't twist. I get this tight waist and this wrist pinned down to the mat. He doesn't make the mistake of twisting so crazily that I get this cradle, and I'm able to feed it. So I start driving, I get here, bang. Once I get crossways. We already did this, 2-on-1 tilt, take one, we just took them generic style, right? That's how we learned the mechanics. Alright? On this one, if you can, I like to take this tight waist, or this cross wrist, I kind of punch it a little bit so that there's a space here, and I see if it'll give me a little reinforced hook. Okay. Pretty simplistic, right? I mean, odds are he's going to hide this, and that's what we're going to get into our next sequence. We're going to pull it tight, alright, and roll underneath. Alright, but if you can, if he makes the mistake, alright, you feed cross wrist, bang. There's a gap, thread it. Alright, so if you can just straight thread it, fist, right here, on his back, take him over the post. Alright, always take him over the post this way. I start driving left, I jump left. Alright, again, elevate bottom leg, watch the knee, knees up, I'm good. Alright, pretty easy tilt here. Okay, so that's going to be what we're going to work on now. Go get your tight waist, drive him over his wrist, feed it to cross wrist, thread, reinforced hook, fist on back, take him over the post. Anyone need to see it? You guys go. One more time? Alright. So whatever happened, pre-tight waist, claw, tight waist ankle, both sides. I get him from here. Got it? Feed it, thread it. Thread it, take him over the post. Got it. Alright? I should give you one other little thing here. Alright? Once you thread, you get this, he goes flat. He goes flat, and he really starts hiding that hip down. Because he knows I'm trying to take him over the post. You ever do this? One's like you're trying to gut wrench the guy. You're trying to take him over and you can't. If you get into this position, it's like you can't break the plane to turn him. Step up. Step up. Right here, right? Like I'm going to deadlift. Alright? I'm just going to kind of lift him up. Just to get a little bit of break. Lift him up. Pinch. And then just take him away. Alright? So for some reason he goes flat. Because he will. If he knows what he's doing, he'll be like this. I ain't going to post you crazy. He'll start fighting like it's gut wrench defense. And you'll have to step up. Lift. Post. Alright, let's go. So give him a different feel. Bottom back. 1, 2, 3. Some of you guys are just trying to straight up get it. Right? And it's looking like this. If your elbow is facing the same in alignment with his head, you don't have it. Okay? I kind of push it. I kind of get depth on this side. Push. Sink down so I can thread here. Look where my elbow is the whole time. Tight back to my hip. Okay? Right here. Okay. If you're trying to thread like this, you're not going to have it. You're not going to have the correct depth. I got to weave it in right here. So that's the first part. Knowing what you have when you don't think you're going to take over close and tilt when you have this kind of depth with your elbow forward. I don't have that. All right. And I'm not saying that this is going to work every time. That this is pretty easy, right? I mean, he should fight a little bit and hide, pinch hold, so I can't really get in there. Okay. But if I can, all right, great. Sometimes you thread it, and sometimes, it starts from head lever, thread first, wrist next. Okay. Different kind of scenario, right? We're talking everything from cross wrist. All right. Stunning from the cross wrist, punch, thread, take them over the post. All right. And then just remember, on any of these tilts, my knee gets back up right here. Okay. Not with like a boot. All right. Which might be happening in some of you. So remember, as soon as you elevate and you get them kind of postured up, so you guys are in the T, watch the knee. Boom. Back up. All right. You kind of try to knee him in his lap. Okay. So guys hiding, right? So this is how you start building some sequence to your wrestling, right? I went for this, he stopped it with this, so I went to this. All right. So it's just like chess or checkers or whatever. Hopefully he's playing checkers, you're playing chess, right? But you just want to stay a step ahead of him. Okay. So he thinks he's sweet. I get this wrist. I want to get the thread, and he's like, I'm going to hide it. Okay, fine. I got to move. All right? So I'm just going to pull this thing tight. I'm going to pull this thing tight. I won't be able to get underneath the way I want to if I don't. Okay? So again, all these little concepts about depth and whatever that we talk about on top, it's across the board. Okay? If I keep his hand in my wrist, in belly, in the middle of his midsection, right, his belly button, I'm not going to be able to really get my head underneath to go roll through tilt the way I want. Right? I pull this thing tight around the back. Now, there is some slack in my arm, right? Everybody see that? There's some slack in my arm so that I can straighten it and really get off to the side. Okay? But if it's over on this side, in his belly, or even on the right side here, because I was never punching to try to get around it. All right? I'm trying to get slack in his arm so I can thread. Okay? I can't really roll under from there. Pull it tight. I've got slack in my arm. Get off to the side. I'm going to go hand. My hand's going to go on the crook of his elbow. Stand up. Right here. All right? Where his elbow bends. My elbow is going to go inside his thigh. Right here. My head's under. Now, this is the hard part. As I roll all the way through, which I've seen a lot of you guys, you must have seen this move or done this before, because even on your generic tilt, everybody wants to roll it through. Or maybe it's still freestyle season, right? SZN, freestyle season? Is that how you guys spell season? No?
Maybe.
It's not like Drake spells it. It's a rap. Alright. So, when you're trying to, when you're going to roll them through, this is the part everybody gets lost. They concentrate on actually like the flip part, like, oh, dude, roll through, that's sweet. And they don't understand how the bottom half lands appropriately. So here's the wrong one, ready? Everybody thinks they're sweet, and they roll them through, and they forget the bottom half. All right, has to stick the landing. So they roll them through. Here, they get really long in this part. Right here, he lands, and it's nothing. It's nothing, just rolls. It's no points, right? Okay? Go back, reverse. Watch how tight I keep my heels on the shortest of chains to my butt. Alright? And my legs actually kind of, which leg becomes that bottom leg, knee up, changes. Right? So I'll show you on air real quick. As I roll, right? You'd think I'm like tilting them right, so my right leg's going to be my bottom leg. But as I roll them through, I stick this landing, I go like this. My left leg becomes the bottom with my knee up, and my right is my elevator. So because we rolled them all the way through, the jobs of my legs switched. Does that make sense? Everybody Everybody understand that? Right? You would think, I'm like, remember 2-on-1 tilt, my right leg was the one that was going to go knee up, my left leg was going to elevate. All right? But I rolled them through. I rolled them through. The job switch. My left leg becomes knee up. My right leg elevates. All right? Let's go back. All right? You can go. He's gonna listen. He's gonna go with the momentum, right? As I roll him through, he's gonna try to keep going. And go with it. You better catch this. You better catch this right here to pull him. Oh, back here too. Got it. And then while you're holding him on his back, you're trying to thread to that reinforced stomach. All right? You get real fancy. You get your count. Maybe you can pop your hips, try to get a little cheap stat. You know, might work. High school level. 1, 2, 3, 4. What is it? 5 count now? 5 count? We're at 4%. A little different. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can pop. Stick them. You pull that one off at school. You might get a date. Alright, go. 1, 2, 3. Go ahead. Next curve. Right here. And a lot of times, if you're this tight, see how he's underneath me now? You'll see 2 different bridges from this position, right? You'll see this one, which you can get the fall from, right? And it's a little looser. You see this one, right? Where the guy's on his head like this. You're not going to get the fall from here. You're just going to get the points. So understanding both, right? The more up his back, the more up his back my lap is, I can kind of pin him, you know, he's in that turtle shell position as opposed to that long bridge. All right? So on any tilt that I do, anytime I tilt him, and I'm going to let him off his back, right? I already got the points. All right, I'm not going to hold him there forever, okay? Unless you're up by 1 and there's 12 seconds left in the match, you get your back, you just stay right there, get that W, all right? But if we're trying to build our lead, right, do more wrestling, once I get my swipes, and I'm going to let him back to the defendable position so my back points can be awarded, I always want to do it by giving myself an advantage, all right? So I always want to land back in an advantage position. Right? You've seen me talk about this before, right? So on any tilt, and we'll just do this roll through since this is what we're on. I get back to it, all right? So 1, 2, 3, 4. He's going to roll back over. I make sure that he splits my bottom leg. So as he rolls off to his stomach, I lift my leg up, and now it's in the middle. So he's splitting my bottom leg. I'm going to hold on to the wrist and everything, okay? I don't want to let go of everything, and then we're in a scramble, mad dash, all right? But as he rolls back on top of my split leg, I come back on top, get him flat, and he's in this position. And then I release, and the ref gives my back points, okay? Now I have him flat with the leg in. That's a whole heck of a lot better than getting back points from here and going to here. And now, you know, he's getting his butt back into me, we'll wrestle in this position. Okay? So always just listen, always give yourself the advantage, man. Think it through. Alright? By doing something as simple, tilting, as this. Right? Making him split your leg, rolling back on top, making sure you understand how to do this. Right? Raise to your knees, get your hip out. Alright? And then you'll end up with a straight leg figure 4. And then you release his wrist. All right, and the ref will give you your back points, and then you're in a figure 4, straight leg figure 4. A heck of a position. So once I get my swipes, we'll go roll through again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Sometimes I even go over the top here with this leg above his thigh, above his knee in his thigh area, so that it's flat. Right here. I let go. Show the ref, hey, new move. All right, ref will award my back points. Now, I'll go back and hit it again. All right, here's how we're going to do this. And this is going to translate pretty well into freestyle as well. But I just palm his back, get some height. Don't hug him, all right? So I cut his back in half, I press it, All right, I got a good figure 4. My sock is above his knee. Right, and all I'm going to do, this is a little awkward for people, but I'm going to weave my hand. I weave my hand inside of his armpit. Okay, so doing this little movement. All right, so I go like this. All right, this is awkward for some people. Make sure your thumb is facing your body. And now I open up his hips. And I'm hopping on my straight leg. It's a bunch of mini hops. It's not one big jump hop like I'm going to facelift, right? Like I'm going to open up his hips. It's just a bunch of little hops, little hops. Once I get his hips open, everybody understand how these are hips open? Right? They're not closed anymore. Look how he's kind of bent up. Make sure this post. Why is this post here? If it's not, and I'm hugging him, what will he do? My legs are contorting his hips so he can't really go flat. Well, what's another option? That's right.
Around.
So that, right? If I'm hugging him like this and I go to open up his hips, as soon as we get to this position, he just rolls up into me and times it. No, turn. Right? And we get in a little scramble. All right? Once I get a leg in, once the guy gets leg in figure 4 on me, I honestly, I kind of bait on that. I go, just oopen up my hips, buddy. Open up my hips. Oh, you got me good. And I roll hard into it to try to get out of it. All right, so you got to be aware of that. And that's what this post is designed to do. So flat. So I had figure 4. Off my tilt, post, weave, hop, hop, hop. Now once I got him open, I'm posting so he can't roll up into me. I slip to my elbow for a split second to get that fist on the back. All right. Now once I have this, before I let him close his hips back down, I shoot my tight waist so he rolls on top of my hand. All right. Because if I just let him go flat, I'm going to spend forever trying to lift his belly and get my hand under. It's going to take forever, right? So I go like this. I throw it to the position I want it. I let him roll on top of it, take the leg out. And now I got arm bar and the wrist. And what do we do from here? Which way do we take it? We already did this move, right? Post. What if his hips down? That's right. Step up in the middle, right? Step up, lift, take more. All right? And sometimes you'll get a guy, listen, if he knows what he's doing a little bit, he'll throw his hand on his butt, his cheek. Right? Yeah, just no matter what, he can throw it on his back. All right. Some guys are super grimy and they put themselves in potentially dangerous. They get a restart, right? Yeah, guilty, right? All right. But sometimes, I can't just grab it. It's like, oh man, instead of just reaching for something out there, use your other body parts, man. Use your knee. In. Got it. Now I have his wrist. All right. Get creative. Okay. Get creative with your wrestling. I think I challenge you to, figure some stuff out on your own, right? That's how much of a skill is that, wrestling, right, Coach? Problem solving, right? Everybody always wants the coach to give them sprinkle fairy dust. Here's the new move, right? Our guys do as much problem solving on their own. They're the ones who figure 4 right here, okay? What is the defense to avoid getting your hips opened up? Does anybody know? So I'm going to open up his hips, right? I'm going to hop on my straight leg like we just did. I'm going to crush him with this. All right? I'm going to kill him with this if he doesn't do what? Huh? Doesn't put his hip over.
Getting his hip to the side that you're not going to roll?
No, I'm looking for a pretty simple, just a little pretty simple answer. What can he do to keep me from opening up his hip? Brings his knee up, right? Lifts his outside knee up, right? You should know that if you guys ever wrestle freestyle, right? And guys going for a trap arm gut. Here's the defense. Outside knee up. Start hugging right here. No, hug yourself. Hug your armpit. Look in. Grab your own hand. Right here. This is the defense, right? To not letting me weave in and open up his hips. I can't open up his hips because his knee's out there, right? If his knee's back, I can open up his hips. Everybody see that? So go back. Outside knee's up. Can't open up his hips. All right? He's hugging. I can't weave in there to arm bar. Right? Now he can't stay like this forever. Right? But that's the initial defense. And especially if you guys start wrestling freestyle, you'll have to understand this position. Okay? Because right now, the hottest little sequence freestyle is gut wrench one side, to leg back in, trap arm one side, back to gut wrench to one side. Just this, all right? It's how Dayton fix, text everybody in the world championships, right? So that our landing takedowns into ankle braces. But this little defense right here, all right? If this happens, I want straight leg, and I want to just open up his hips and get my arm bar, the way we just taught, right? But he's smart. He knows, so he starts doing this. No problem. I got to move from that. Good thing, right? Good thing I paid attention. I got something to defend this. So, rather than open up his hips, all I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of, if he's already hugging, even better. All right? But if he's just like this, arms out like this, I'm just going to punch that. I'm going to punch that tricep and give him a nasty cross face until I hold this far tricep. So I want to get this. Boom. Right here. All right? Now, this hand, all right, I just want to rest it behind his foot. Boom. I'm going to take my hips out, take my leg out, and I inside hip on him, and I just walk. My hands don't even move, man. I got this tricep, his hand doesn't even move. Then I just walk until I cradle him up. Grab my own wrist, grab the cradle, and then this is a little unique how I finish. A lot of guys will probably just hip heist, right? They'll just go from their left hip down to right hip down and pull them on top. It's decent, get some swipes, but not going to get fall because your shoulder's on mine, right? Just feel this up. So what I like to do, I get this position, I actually kind of sit them all the way up. All right, I kind of sit them all the way up. So I slide my bottom left leg under his backside like this. Pull him up this way. All right, and now I'm in like a hurdler stretch position, and then I just take him back, and that shoulder pops through this little gap. All right, until I can go knee inside. All right, so what got him to slide his outside knee up? What was it?
From you trying to run him.
Open up his hips. For me trying to open up his hips, right?
Yep.
Fear of me opening up his hips and either cross-facing him or arm-barring him made him stick up his outside leg, right? Coach was probably in the corner thinking he outsmarted you, right? Just outside knee up, thank you. Boom, cross-face, post, crinkle, hip, all right? So that's your little sequence. Everybody understand how we build a series now? Okay? From the very beginning, right? From the very beginning. Stop, first move. A couple different ways. Boom. 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 Sorry. All right? Understanding the concept of depth. 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 That's just riding, right? Not really turning. And then when it comes time to turn, going and getting cross wrist. 2-on-1 tilt. Arm bar tilt over the post. Roll through tilt. After I get any tilt, what do? That's right. I come back on top. With the leg in, right? Come back on top with the leg in. And flat. Try to open, release, get my points. Try to open up his hips, go get it again. He slides outside knee up. Oh, okay. Can't open up his hips and get tilt. That's fine. I do this new move. Great. Opposite side. Got it. All right. Sit him up. You open back. Like a baby in a cradle.
Yep.
Oh. Right. Good. Any questions? I'll give you guys 5 minutes to go mess around with any part of this sequence that we've learned. All right, try to string it together. Go, 1, 2, 3. We're both in collar tie, right? So we both have collar tie like this. I'm constantly grabbing wrists and kind of shrugging them up. All right? And then if we're locked in, we're really locked forward, I can't get wrist, I'll grab elbow. All right? And sometimes it might be collar tie elbow, collar tie wrist, grab my elbow on this side, inside tie, right? Like armpit, elbow, right here. All right? But this little motion, I want you guys to try to understand this little motion right here. All I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of bow my head, I'm going to kind of duck, and kind of take the, that's the word I'm looking for. Take the shelf that his hand is resting on away. All right? So I'm kind of doing this little motion right here. I kind of extend a little bit. Kind of extend, take the shelf away. All right? It doesn't really look like you're kidding me. That's your technique. You kind of put your hand between your head between your legs. All right? I know State does this, right? This is John, right? Okay. But this little motion constantly. Now, all I'm really trying to do is put his hands on the mat. So just go ahead and hold me tight like we're wrestling. And I just do this. That little motion. All right? Yep. So I'm just trying to put his hands to the mat. You know, Snyder, he doesn't.